to F-Bomb Friday. Today, we begin the Cryptid submission series, honoring 4 amazing listeners who dug deep and created a new cryptid in Michigan. From their submissions, Todd created an image of each cryptid and a story to go along with them. Today's cryptid and new lore comes to you from the mind of Taebin Rice, brought to life by Todd Preston. I am your host, Tracy Preston, along with my husband, Todd. Hey, hun.
Hey, baby.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Let's hit it. There's a certain kind of quiet that hangs over the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. A quiet so deep, so ancient, that even the wind seems careful not to disturb it. If you stand on the southern shore of Lake Superior after midnight, past the tourist campfire, past the last flashlight beam, the lake takes on a personality of its own. The waves roll in with slow, patient breaths. The stars sharpen, and everything around you feels alive. It's in that quiet where stories are born. Stories whispered for generations. Stories about things that shouldn't exist, but do. Today, we're heading into the oldest, darkest shadows of Gitche Gumee, Lake Superior, to meet a creature carved from stone, shaped by the earth itself, and feared by every night fisherman, beachcomber, and Yooper who's ever felt watched while searching for rocks in the glow of a UV flashlight. On today's episode of F-Bomb Friday, we're talking about the legend of the Gitche Gumee Rockhound, a creature that stalks the southern shoreline, silent as a shadow, fast as a fox, patient as geology, and violent when challenged. If you've ever walked along the Superior shoreline alone at night, if you've ever felt your hair rise because something was following you, if you ever bent down to pick up glowing Yooperlite stone only to hear a pebble shift behind you, then this story may hit a little too close to home. The southern shore of Lake Superior is older than memory, older than minds, older than ships, older than the legends that cling to those dark waters. People say the lake never gives up her dead. Cold water preserves bodies for decades and secrets for centuries. But the Rockhound? The Rockhound is older than all of that. Some say it came from the earliest days of the Anishinaabe, a creature of stone and shadow born when the spirits carved the land. Others say it's something that crawled out of the basalt caves that cut beneath the shoreline, tunnels carved by ice, water, and pressure so immense it can compress time itself. But the first written mention came in the mid to late 1800s from a group of miners working near Munising. Now, back then, the mines were booming with iron and copper, and stone were the lifeblood of the Upper Peninsula. Men worked long hours, slept in cramped bunks, and wandered the superior beaches at night when sleep just wouldn't come. Now, one of those men was Samuel Harrow, a rock collector, even before rock collecting was cool. He didn't search for Yooperlites, of course. Those wouldn't be discovered until much later. But he loved finding agates, jaspers, and smooth, water-worn stones. His journal from 1878 contains a single short entry. Quote, "Saw the stone thing again last night. Big eyes, black as the cliff caves. Moved on all four like a twisted dog. Silent, even on the gravel. Stole my agate from my hand." Now, most historians wrote it off as exhaustion, a hallucination, a miner's mind fraying at the edges. But Harrow insisted he wasn't alone. His bunk mates told the same story. A creature made of stone, wiry, and small but disturbingly strong, able to move without a sound despite its rocky skin. But nobody believed them. Not the bosses of the mine, not the local papers, not even the other miners. But if they had, the tragedies that followed could have been avoided, because Harrow's entry ended with 6 chilling words. "Do not fight it. Just let go." In modern times, rock collectors wander the superior shores with UV flashlights, hunting for Yooperlites, glowing stones speckled with fluorescent sodalite that light up like electric fire. But long before the public knew they existed, something else seemed to know. Every Yooperlite hunter who's run into trouble tells the same story. The night is calm. The UV beam hits the gravel, and suddenly, 2 glowing eyes light up in the darkness. They're not reflections. They're not animal eyes. It's something else. Something that burns with the same eerie fluorescence as the stones themselves. That glow has become the signature of the rockhound. Some say it uses the light to lure collectors closer. Others believe the glow is involuntary. The creature simply is part of the stone, part flesh, and the minerals in its skin react to the ultraviolet light like the Yooperlites do. Whatever the truth, encounters tend to happen the same way. A collector crouches to pick up a stone. They feel a presence, a shift of gravel. A shadow is low to the ground, and then something fast, something silent, something stronger than it should be rips the stone from their hands, If they let go, the creature vanishes into the rocks. But if they resist, even slightly, they quickly learn why it got the name Rockhound. Because it's not just a scavenger, it's a predator. The most violent encounter on record took place near pictured rocks sometime in the early 1900s. It's not a story the locals like to tell. Most will deny it ever happened. But the descendants of the victim kept the story alive. Now, his name was Edward Laskin, a seasoned night fisherman known for setting lines along the shallow coves. He was careful, experienced, and respected by everyone who knew him. But one night, he didn't return home. Now, a search party found his fishing line snapped, his tackle box missing, and his lantern crushed under a boulder that was far too heavy for any man to have moved alone. But they also found something else. Tracks. Small, humanoid, yet wrong. Fingers instead of toes. Deep impressions on the palms, as if whatever made them moved on all fours, using hands instead of paws. The tracks led into the cliffs and then vanished. The authorities blamed a bear, or a wolf, or a slip and fall. But Laskin's brother swore he saw something earlier that same night. Something crouched on the rocks, its skin glinting like wet granite, its eyes glowing with a faint bluish hue. He said it wasn't a bear, it wasn't a wolf, it wasn't anything he'd ever seen before. He said it was watching Edwin, waiting, and he never forgot the final moment he saw it, not moving, not blinking, just staring with that eerie UV glow before melting into the stone itself. Now, some say Laskin was the first human the Rockhound ever killed. Others say he was just the first they admitted. The next major sighting came nearly a half-century later, in the summer of 1964. A group of college students from Northern Michigan University decided to camp near O-Train Beach, right along the shore, where the sand fades into pebble and basalt. They brought beer, guitars, and other things that teenagers enjoyed at the same time. Around midnight, one of the girls noticed something odd. 2 glowing specks in the woods, low to the ground, too far apart to be animal eyes, too steady to be fireflies. But the real terror came when one of the boys wandered off to relieve himself behind the tree line. He didn't return. The group found him 19 minutes later, bruised, bleeding, shaken, and missing the large agate he brought earlier that day from a shop in town. He told them something had grabbed him. Something small but unbelievably strong. Something that hissed like stone scraping against stone. He tried to fight it, and he claimed the creature became violent, clawing at his arms, biting, shoving him down with a force he couldn't understand. He survived only because it finally took the agate from his hands and vanished into the night. When he reported it, local deputies rolled their eyes. Kids, camping, drinking, imagination. But the injuries, they were real. They were deep, ragged, sharp, like cuts from broken shale. And the boy refused to set foot on a Superior beach at night again for the rest of his life. With popularity of Yooperlite hunting exploding in recent years, sightings of the rockhound jumped dramatically. Most collectors tell the same story. They crouched to inspect a glowing stone. Something tugs it hard. A cold, wiry hand. Skin like gritty sandstone. If they let go, nothing happens. If they don't, well, some collectors walk away with scratches. Some with sprained wrists. Some with stories they just refuse to share publicly. If you walk away with nothing more than a sense of dread, that feeling that something followed you back to your car, matching your steps, never making a sound on the loose gravel. Every Yooperlite hunter knows the rule now. If something grabs the stone before you do, let it have it. Because collectors who resist don't always come back. So, what is the rockhound? No one agrees on its origins, but there are 3 leading theories. Theory number 1. It's a spirit of the land. Some Anishinaabe elders whisper about a stone guardian left behind when the world was young. A being meant to protect the shores from those who take more than they need. Now, if that's true, then maybe the rockhound isn't attacking people. Maybe it's teaching them respect. Theory number 2. It's a geological mutation. Others believe the creature is a byproduct of the mines, something that adapted to dark tunnels and mineral-rich environments. A creature whose body fused with stone over generations. Not supernatural, just evolved. Stranger things have happened underground. And theory number 3. It's a cryptid that mimics its environment. Like an octopus blending into coral. The rockhound could be a natural animal, one that evolved to look like the stone beaches it hunts on. The dark gray skin, speckles of black, and huge eyes suggest a nocturnal predator built for stealth. But the truth? Well, we may never know. But we do know one thing. It's still out there. Today, tomorrow. Watching, waiting. This final story came from a local fisherman out of Marquette, a man who asked to remain anonymous. Last fall, he was night fishing for lake trout near the mouth of the Chocolate River when he hooked a large one. He reeled it in, exhausted, and placed it beside him on the rocks. Then he heard it, a gravel shift, soft, measured, close. He thought it was another fisherman or maybe a stray dog. But when he turned, he saw eyes, huge, black, glowing faintly under the moonlight. The creature crouched low, its skin textured like wet granite, its limbs twisted like roots. It made no sound, not even when bounded forward and snatched the fish from the rock. The fisherman shouted in surprise and grabbed the creature instinctively. That was his mistake. The creature screamed, a deafening, grinding sound like two stones being scraped together. It lunged. Claws raked across his jacket, tearing deep lines into the fabric, but missing his skin by pure luck. The fish slipped from his hand. The rockhound vanished into the darkness. The fisherman dropped everything and sprinted to his truck and never looked back. He didn't return to that spot for months. When he finally did, he found his torn jacket still lying there, and next to it, a single glowing Yooperlite stone placed neatly on the jacket, like a warning, or a gift, or a promise that their paths would cross again. The Gitche Gumee Rockhound remains one of Michigan's strangest, most unsettling cryptids, a creature caught between the natural and the supernatural, between stone and flesh, between legend and reality. Some believe that it's harmless unless threatened. Some believe it's protecting the shore. Some believe it's hunting. But no matter what you believe, if you ever find yourself walking the Superior shoreline alone at night, if the waves fall quiet, if the air grows still, if the stones around you begin to glow, and if you feel a cold, wiry hand close around the rock you're about to pick up, do yourself a favor. Let it go. Because out on the shores of the Gitche Gumee, some things are older than fear. And some things just don't want to share their treasures. Well, hun, I gotta tell you, this is quite the cryptid, and it's a great story.
It's a great story. And thanks, Taebin, for help creating this creature. And this beast screams Michigan.
It sure does. And to be quite honest, I'm a little freaked out about it.
I am freaked out too, because one of my favorite things to do is when I'm on the beach, I like to go rock hunting. I love finding stones, whether they're gemstones or not, just cool stones. I love them. And this story really hit home because I have just recently acquired in the past year 2 specimens of Yooperlite. Now, I kind of cheated because I bought them at a shop. I didn't go hunting for them, and now I'm kind of glad.
Yeah, we've never been to Lake Superior.
Not on the upper coast.
Have you been to Lake Superior?
I've been to Lake Superior, but not on the northern side of the UP.
Well, I've never been, and I want to go, but I'm not hunting Yooperlites at night. Let's just put that out there.
I don't know. Maybe it'd be kind of fun.
Well, you can't fight this thing off, so I guess if we find anything, you just
let it go.
You know what? It's yours.
You don't want to fight this thing.
It's like if you're getting mugged out on the street. You want to take my purse? Take my purse. Bye.
That's right. He's the rockhound is much like a cryptid
burglar.
Mugger.
He's a cryptid muggler. Bugler. What? I don't know. I'm mixing my words.
Right.
Mugger. Yeah. Burglar is a muggler.
Yeah. And it has the camouflage talent that it has too. So that puts a little extra creepiness in it.
Yeah. Great one, Taebin.
Good job, Taebin. And thank you very much.
And guess what?
What?
We have a little something special for Taebin.
We do have something special for Taebin.
And all of our cryptid creators.
Yep. We've got gift packages for
we sure do.
Each of our creators.
Yeah, Taebin, and the gift we have for you, you're going to love it.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you what it is.
No, it's a surprise.
Yeah. It's a surprise. It's a surprise. Well, great job, Taebin, and great job, Hun, for bringing Taebin's imagination to life. And now we got some new folklore.
We do have some new folklore, and the more the merrier.
Agreed. I can't wait for the other 3. So stand by, everyone, because every week for the next
3 weeks,
you're going to get a new cryptid from one of our listeners. So thank you, Taebin, and thanks, Hun.
You're welcome, baby.
You want to sign us out?
I sure do. You better lock your doors. You better lock your window. And you might want to check under your bed.
And I can't wait till you read the next cryptid story.
Yeah, the next one's going to be really good, too.
Mm-hmm. So don't forget to come back, everyone, and make sure that you like, share, subscribe, follow, and give us that 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. So thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. And we will see you again on Malice Monday.
We will see you on Monday.